MLB The Show has probably dropped my favorite series, the Out of the Park series. I think's been a welcoming breath of fresh air. That heck, dare I say, might have saved this game from being completely and utterly irrelevant in August as football season starting. It got people to actually play it this weekend, and I think the way they did it, they executed very well. So today, we're going to go over a couple of things. The way the new main program is structured, how I think that's actually really, really good. Some of the new stuff that's coming next week and all that stuff, so we get some time just to get this stuff done. So I think talking about pacing. And also, too, a little bonus, we'll do a little top 5. Who doesn't love a nice little top 5? Talk about the cards that I've used that I think are favorite. And also, I think one little team lockup that's a little wee bit possibly kind of sort of broken early on. So we'll get all into that right now. So away we go. So starting off here, let's start off at the home page because I wanted to let's just get this off the rip here so the camera's going to go away. See here, there's nothing coming Friday. Just the awards drop in 3 days, and then on the 10th and 13th, we have 2 new programs, the Romantic About Baseball and the Roberto Clemente Day, and then a new event in rank. So if you haven't started the event, like I haven't, I'll probably start that today. You still got plenty of time. You got another couple weeks. So you can knock that stuff out and still kind of work your way around it. So that's the stuff that's coming out. Now, first off here, let's talk about this new structure here, because I kind of like it. So at this point, I'm basically at Craig Biggio right before this stuff ends, which is kind of where I wanted to be. I didn't really want to grind our way out one. I work on Sundays, so I can't really play as much as I probably want to over the weekend. And Saturday was college football, so all things considered, I think this is pretty good. Even starting at 60K, we owe more than doubled where we were. Some people I know are finished with it, and that's perfectly valid. I think if you wanted to finish this, I don't think that's a problem, because all you're going to do is just get more chances on the wheel. And the rewards that they have on there, at least it looks like, if I know there's stubs hidden in there and some other stuff, but ultimately, the headliner, chase pack, a live series 90 plus and 20 packs. I think there's worse things you could just constantly respinning. I think this pacing was good. The only thing I would do is I would just add to it at the 2-week mark, so you just get a little bit something passively to do. But ultimately, I think sort of splitting it up is fine because it doesn't feel as daunting. I've talked about this before where it feels daunting. You sort of look at it and just like, oh my God, there's so much to do. Now it doesn't feel as daunting. You're only at 350. That's way different. That's 700 more less, 700,000 less than what we're going. And you're getting, I mean, look, Garen, pretty good. I said this on Friday. I wish he was sort of 125 across the board, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Craig Biggio, I mean, he's valid enough. You know what he's going to do. He fits some theme teams and all that stuff. And of course, Dansby, not bad at all. Get some more captains, and Jake Diekman, who fits a bullpen. Pretty good, in my opinion. Like, this could have been way worse. Could have been a little bit better, but ultimately, I think this is fine. Because you're in a position now where it's not really a rush. If you got it done, cool. Guess what you get to do this week? If you got Team Affinity done, you got the program done, your events done, guess what? You could basically take a week off till next Tuesday and be fine. Like, that's a great position to be in where you're not actively having to play. Bro, take a break. One of the things I want to make clear, if I haven't made already, if you need a break, you're burnt out, take a break. There's plenty of games out there, my guy. There's Black Wukong. That's out there. If you want to play Star Wars Outlaws, and Star Wars Outlaws is out there. I mean, PlayStation is dropping free games. They're dropping Quidditch in a week or so, a couple days, or however long. Like, Quidditch is coming out. There's plenty of stuff that's going to be played. I think Borderlands 3 was the free game. Like, there's plenty of games to play right now. If you got your stuff done, you do what you need to do. Go play. Hell, WoW just dropped a new expansion. There's plenty of stuff to play. Don't ever feel guilty. Don't ever feel bad that you're not actually playing the game. Even I take breaks. So take a break if you finished it and play something else. The world's your oyster. Have some fun. Take the week off. You probably earned it. You psychopath. But I think it was good so far. Pretty good. Pretty relevant so far. Now, let's talk about this sneaky team. I need to cough, so we're going to mute real quick. Let's talk about the sneaky composition. I want to talk about this because I sort of stumbled upon this because I was just looking for another pitcher, and I thought this was kind of interesting. So Neil Cruz here is probably the captain I would go with. Truth be told, I think it just sort of depends on how you build your team. I think this one's going to be the best long-term one because of the 90 arm sort of thing. It'll just work a little bit better as we go along here. And plus, a lot of these guys have it because they're pitchers. So, number one. The number 2 part of this, and I don't know if you picked him up, but if you did, I suggest throwing Justin Verlander as your pitching captain. Here's why. So it talks about pitchers that have thrown no-hitters or combined no-hitters and catchers that have caught no-hitters. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's kind of weird. Why would you do that? Because the out-of-position guys aren't pitchers, but, they aren't necessarily catchers either. So Randall here, let's just play. So like Randy here, he fits it. I really should double check, but the reason why, the biggest thing I'm pointing this out for is like, I think one, it fits, but I'm not entirely positive, and I should have double checked this before making this, but I wonder if they're kind of getting the boost here too. I don't know, because here's what's funny, is we got 12 out of 10 no-hitter and battery mates on our squad, and I know there's some relievers who took part in it, like some of these guys, like Diekman and these. So there's 4. I'm kind of curious here, and like I said, I think we'll test it out. Let's just sub him out for somebody. Let's sub him out for Jock. Did that number go down? It did. So it's counting. It counts the out of position guys as pitchers. I think it's going off of name. I don't know if that's a bug or the way they intended, but Randy Johnson, not a pitcher. He's a hitter, but he still is counting for his boost. So on top of what we're getting here, +8 power, and +5 clutch, he's getting another +15 contact to righties and +10 power. So Randy Johnson's total boost here, combined, and same thing with Nolan Ryan, is +18 power to righties. So now he has 100. What did he have before, you ask? 82. Like I said, I don't know if this is a glitch or whatnot, but I'm saying if you pick Justin Verlander out of that pack that we got for free, I would suggest using him because of the number of pitchers. So like even Bob Gibson gets the boost as well, which is great. Jacob deGrom, I don't think is getting the boost. No, he's just getting the +8. He hasn't thrown no hitter yet. But some of these older guys, like I would even say, I think Cy Young threw a no hitter, so Cy Young would be getting it too, which is pretty good in my opinion. So that's my little sort of caveat there. So if, like I said, if you want to double check and see what they're getting, we know it's +8 plus 10. So they're at least getting something. So I'm not saying it's game breaking per se, but it gives a little bit more to some of these guys, like specifically these 3. So I would say if you want to run these 3, probably not the worst idea because they're going to get a little bit more. And some of those older legends who we know throw no hitters. I think did CeCe throw a no hitter? I'm trying to think of the guys who did that were in this. Nevertheless, I just wanted to mention that because I think it's worth noting. I figured it out sort of by accident. So I'm like, wait a minute, that guy's getting the boost from the pitcher because it's going by name. I'm guessing not pitcher. Hilariously. So there you go. It's not necessarily just catchers, but again, if you have some catchers that have it, you'll notice it as well. I think Yonder Diaz is only getting. No, he's getting the full thing too. So yeah, keep all that. Keep that stuff in mind when you're building teams. If you're kind of unsure how it's going to work, you can always just sort by boosted by captain and turn O'Neal Cruz, turn your hitting captain off, and you can kind of see how this stuff goes. But I wanted to bring that up. I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's sort of fascinating that works. So now let's get to the end here. We're reaching the end of the video. I think I covered everything. I should write some stuff down. Let's talk about who I think are the top 5. This is just this isn't necessarily what I use. I said I was going to preface it by what I use, but I would sort of want to just go off about it. We'll go by Team Infinity, who I think is pretty good so far, and who I think is worth sort of getting here. We're going to do some outside looking ins here. So number 1, I think Paul Skeens is going to be on the outside looking in, at least for me. He's definitely in this top consideration kind of thing. But I think for whatever reason, they really just love to boost catchers. He does play first secondary. He would get the O'Neal boost for sure, so the power would go up. He hasn't thrown a no-hitter yet, but he's a decent enough catcher. I think I don't think he's going to be as usable or as used much as Canley is because Canley, I think, gets the double boost. I think no, he doesn't, but he gets the boost. So really, it's just going into what you want to boost and how you want to build your team. I think his value is going to come from being slightly better than Cy Young, but again, I think Cy Young's going to get the double-sided boost. So that's interesting. And speaking of that, where's that old man? Cy Young is going to be the second guy. Where are you, Cy Young? There he is. I think Cy Young's also going to be OLI for me. Reason being is, one, I think it's hilarious that this might be the best Cy Young card we've had. But looking at Cy Young, sort of just going, him not being on the O'Neal Cruz boost sort of hurts him. But again, if he's on the no-hitter team, which I want to say he is, because I'm pretty sure he threw a no-hitter, he's going to get plus 10 power. He'll get plus 10 to whatever it was, like righties or something, 10 or 15. So his numbers are going to go. We'll go up a little bit against righties, which is fine. He fits the Quan boost, but again, I think the best captain's going to be O'Neal Cruz. But I think this card's fun. I've seen it work hilariously, so take it for what it's worth. So now let's get into the Spectacles top 5. Starting at number 5, I love this Kenley Jansen card. I think it's pretty good. Him boosted is pretty dang good too. And plus 2, guess what? He's a Dodger. You can throw in a little bit of the Dodger stuff, give him a little bit more of a boosty boost if you wanted to. So it's pretty good. He has enough contact to sort of make things interesting. He will hit some homers for you, especially, again, 99 arms, so he's going to get the plus 10 power, so he'll be at 89, which I think is more than capable of hitting home runs, and a couple of parallels, he'll be even higher. Pretty good card. I think he's might be the best catcher. The only one I'm going to say is a caveat is going to be Bryce Harper, because Bryce Harper's swing, I'm hitting 400 with Bryce Harper's card, so Bryce Harper, if you want to talk about guys who are tied for 5, we'll do that. We'll make it tied for 5. I think Bryce Harper might honestly be tied for 5 here, strictly because I love this man's swing. I'm hitting 400 with this live series card. It is disgusting. So if it's the same swing, we're gonna have some fun. And again, him paralleled, him getting the O'Neal Cruz boost, him facing the righty, gonna be disgusting. I think those two cards for me are kind of like, we're right there. Like, they're basically like even. They're going to be even in my head. They're even in my head. They're going to be there. They're even there. For effing sure. Number 4, I'm not gonna lie, Lance Lynn's been quite a little surprise. I didn't think Lance Lynn was necessarily going to be surprised, but this is just sort of looking at things at a broad spectrum. So your top 5 list is going to be different. This is Lance Lynn. I think she's fun. I love fun cards. I think this stuff is fun. He's got a pretty decent swing. He's done pretty well so far for me. The clutch being 102 is pretty good, so it'll boost it a little bit against righties. Lefties, it's not really going to make much difference. He's also a switch hitter, which is chef's kiss. It's pretty good. He doesn't fit any boost, unfortunately, but I think his numbers alone are a little bit better, so it should be relatively fine and okay. So that's number 4. Number 3, hilariously, I've grown to enjoy this Nolan Ryan card. The boost, again, helps him across the board, plus we paralleled him once. He's got enough contact and power to make things interesting. The clutch is really good, too. I've been leading off with him because of his speed being in the 80s, which is pretty good in my opinion. So I think this card's valid. I think it's going to be sneaky. I know a lot of people have talked about Mo here and with his swing, but I think their numbers are similar to a degree. He does also get the O'Neal boost. So if you wanted to be like those two, again, pretty dang close. Honestly, to like being pretty good. I know people sort of slept on him. I don't know why. I think his swing's pretty nice. I don't know, Mo swing's pretty nice as well. So those two guys are kind of there. Number 2, I think number 2 and 1 are sort of interchangeable, but I'm going to be a filthy homer and say Jacob deGrom's the number 2. He is disgusting, sort of, and he gets the boost from O'Neal Cruz, so he's even more gross. I think listen, when I saw this card, I was like, it's the best Team Infinity card until I saw Trout. This card's disgusting. He gets O'Neal Cruz boosted. He would even better if he threw a no-hitter, so throw a no-hitter when you come back, Jake. But he's gross. He doesn't have a lot of defense. Do I care? No, I don't. I don't think it's gonna bother me too much. He plays secondary, second and third. So if you really are kind of like, ooh, I want a little bit more defense, you can stick him at third or hide him at second. I think it'll be fine. Truth be told, the arm makes up for it because he's in a throw cannon anyway. So if you are concerned about the bad animations, third, again, I think third, you can hide him at third, you can hide him at second. He's been fine for me at short. If he bobbles it, he's going to bobble it. There's nothing you can really do. Animations have been bad this year and weird anyway. So number one without a question is going to be Mike Trout. Why? That changeup is so gross. This card is two-way. He can hit. He gets the boost, I believe. He doesn't get the only bad thing is he doesn't get any boosts. I know, sad. He technically gets the the rent and allow boost. I think no, it's hitters. So it's kind of weird because he won't get some of the benefits of being some of the cards, but he pitches really, really well. I have him P3'd, so that should tell you stuff. I think his mix is pretty good. The sinker cutter is meta. Circle changeup is good enough to work balance off of. He's got decent enough control. The sinker and circle change are 99. His cutter, his worst pitch is 79. But again, I think it's playable, especially when the changeup is that good as well. So I think this card is going to play in terms of break. It's going everything moves. This card's pretty well made. And he's a two-way guy. The only other two-way player out of the gate here is Anthony Rizzo. And Anthony Rizzo, pretty similar. Right? Four seam. He's got the screwball slider and the sinker. I think Trout might be a slightly better offensive card, but this is fun too because you can throw them back and forth. By the way, I just want to point this out. But that Trout's my number one card that's like there. But for the record, I think Lorenzen's going to be good to play with too. I haven't played with him because I haven't finished it yet. But I think ultimately having the last collection be Anthony Rizzo is pretty good. And I think they're adding more to this as we go along here. So it should be fine. I kind of hope they don't necessarily throw this out. But we'll see. We'll kind of see how things sort of pan out as we go along here. I think there'll be plenty of stuff. And again, it's good enough to where it feels less, I don't know. It feels fresh. And I think that was something that was missing in this game was the whole like freshness. Things were feeling stale. Things were definitely feeling stale, and I think that them choosing to do this was a good thing. It was a good thing, and I like it. I like them taking chances. I like them being 95, so we didn't have to fully reset. So that's good. That's great. So that's all fine and dandy. I think everything's great, and they did a good job. And like I said, praise when they do good, criticize when they do bad. So good on them, good on everything, and I have nothing less than high fives and tens all around. Alrighty, so that'll put a thing over this one. I just wanted to say thanks. So leave a like if you like it, dislike it. We'll have some more stuff coming out. We'll probably get some gameplay in. I'm probably gonna record some stuff throughout and throw some stuff up there because there's not really a lot going on, but I do want to have some fun with these out of position cards. I think they're really, really fun. So enjoy the slow-ish kind of week. We'll have some fun stuff going on here on the channel. I'm gonna try my best to stream MLB The Show. I know I don't stream a lot of MLB The Show over on Twitch, but I'm gonna leave it down below. I might be live tonight, Tuesday night. I might be live for a couple hours over on Twitch later. It'll be late on the East Coast. My apologies. I try to cater some of the streaming stuff to you guys over there on the East Coast. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and tonight's problem might be one of those. So if I do stream, it'll be late. It'll be like 11 p.m. on the East Coast. It'll be 8 o'clock out here. We'll stream for a couple hours. If not, there'll be a VOD there, and I'll try to upload some extra parties to event games, and we'll see what we like. So with all that being said, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. See you on Twitch later tonight. With all that being said, my name is Specs. I'll see you guys all in the next one.